Good day, traders, and welcome back to another weekly market outlook video with me, Zain Vawda, your analyst here at Vawda. We are seeing quite an interesting start to markets this week, and once again, it's down to US President Donald Trump. On Friday last week, we heard the US President speak about a potential tariff deadline of June the 1st for the European Union, with a 50% tariff being imposed. Now, over the weekend, we heard President Trump walk back this deadline and obviously push it towards July the 9th, and this has had an impact on market sentiment. We are seeing a bit of a positive bounce here for risk assets, and this obviously to do with that announcement. Now, looking ahead obviously to the rest of the week, we do have quite a bit of US data with US GDP due out, as well as Fed minutes and the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, the PCE price index. Now, just looking at the GDP data, guys, obviously this is a second estimate. We did have the first estimate out at the back end of April, and Fed policymakers were certain that we might get, or not certain, but they were at least hopeful that there will be an upgrade to the GDP, given that the first estimate showed a 0.3% contraction in the US economy for the first quarter of 2025. Now, this will be interesting to keep an eye on. Obviously, if we do get a bit of an upgrade on that number, maybe to a contraction of 0.1, then this obviously could have implications for markets as a whole and boost sentiment potentially. So something to keep an eye on there. Now, if we look towards the FOMC minutes, which is due on Wednesday as well, I don't expect a lot to come out of the minutes. Markets still, or at least the Federal Reserve, are still in a wait and see mode as they look to see what trade deals and what the tariff, what the impact of potential tariffs may look like moving forward, and none of this has actually come to fruition yet. On Friday, obviously, we get the PCE index as well, and even there, it looks a lot like, we are going to see markets, or the Fed at least, adopt a wait and see approach for now. So those are obviously the key market moving events this week. However, bear in mind, guys, tariffs and potential trade deals are still high up on the agenda. So please keep an eye out for that. And I hope you guys trade safe. It is going to be another interesting week. Have a good one.